The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different revelations in this film by director J.J. Abrams that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story that will change how we view the entire Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to have a lot of prequel trilogy and original trilogy continuity that's going to make us view the past 8 films in a different light, which could be a good or a bad thing for the Star Wars franchise by Disney. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions and one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren standing in front of the Dark Acolyte who is controlled by the spirit of Sidious. It's described that both Rey and Kylo Ren are put in a force freeze by Palpatine, where it's described that Palpatine is explaining the legacy of the Skywalker lineage to the two, where Palpatine begins to explain that if it weren't for him, there would be no mighty Skywalker blood, and that Kylo's grandfather Anakin would never exist. Additionally, it's described that Palpatine eventually begins to sense Luke's presence as a Force ghost, where the Dark Acolyte as Palpatine is said to pause during his lecture to Kylo and Rey and casually look around, him feeling Luke's energy, where one of the lines of dialogue that were provided by Ian McDiarmid on set included both the words of Luke and grandson in a single sentence. It's implied that in this scenario that Palpatine is the one who created Anakin and casually refers to Luke as grandson. This is one of the big hints of Palpatine being related to the Skywalker lineage and implies that he was the creator through Shmi Skywalker. One of the other sequences of Palpatine by Ian McDiarmid is also said to involve the origins of the name Skywalker itself that is set to change how fans view the past 8 films. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that we actually heard about this lightly before in the past, that Palpatine was indeed Anakin's father, hence, of course, Luke Skywalker being the grandson of Lord Sidious himself. That would make Kylo Ren the great-grandson of Emperor Palpatine. So, I think that when we look at the title The Rise of Skywalker and how it does, in fact, have more than 3 different meanings, which, by the way, is confirmed, it's very intriguing the fact that it has more than 3 different meanings, one of which seems to be about all related to how the Skywalkers began, how the Skywalker lineage, at least the relevant lineage, actually started through Shmi Skywalker, exactly how Anakin was born, not just through the ways of the Force, but exactly what initiated the Force to really initiate the birth through Shmi Skywalker of Anakin Skywalker himself. So this is really intriguing because on set it's described that Ian McDiarmid delivered 2 specific words in a sentence, and that involved the name of Luke and the word grandson. Now, this is said to be a moment in which Palpatine is giving a lecture to both Rey and Kylo Ren while they are put into a force freeze situation. Now, the force freeze is basically force stasis. We saw a great example of this, of Kylo Ren using this against Rey on Takodana in Episode 7 where she couldn't move. The same exact thing is happening here by the Dark Acolyte, which, by the way, is controlled by Sidious, using it against Rey and Kylo to keep them still while he's trying to teach them a lesson. So the other piece that I do want to go over is that toward the end of his lecture, it's described that Palpatine is set to reveal the true origins of the name Skywalker and exactly why the name is called Skywalker. That could once again be yet another meaning of the title The Rise of Skywalker, meaning, of course, how the name came to light here in the Star Wars universe. So with Palpatine front and center for Episode 9, and the fact that he is going to be a big presence in Episode 9, he's not going to be a little cameo, he's not going to be put to the wayside, he is going to be a major character in Episode 9, which is really great and something to really look forward to. I think that is really the backbone of The Rise of Skywalker and exactly what's really building the hype. I really do believe that. I feel that Palpatine is really the driving force for the fans to really feel very mystified about this film, which is great. To me, that's a healthy thing for a Star Wars film, is to be mystified and to look forward to a lot of things related to Emperor Palpatine himself. So, like I've said before, these are big hints of Palpatine being Luke Skywalker's grandfather, in a sense. implying that he was the one who created Anakin himself, hence he being the father of Anakin Skywalker. Now, this was already hinted at in one of the comics of Darth Vader in late 2018, when Vader entered the spiritual realm, where we got to see Shmi Skywalker pretty much, some months before she gave birth to Anakin, where we do in fact see Palpatine hovering over her. And it was a very, eerie scenery within the spiritual realm that Darth Vader had to go through. So with that being said, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this moment between both Rey, Kylo, Palpatine, and the big hints of Palpatine being Luke's grandfather and hence being Anakin's father. Very interesting stuff for sure. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.